rental car, we also explore the northern part of Martinique. Our first stop is the famous Balata church before we continue on a very curvy road to the northeast of Martinique to Saint-Pierre, which was completely destroyed by the 1902 eruption of Mount Pelee volcano. Afterwards, we drive across the island to the eastern coast and visit the famous St. James rum distillery.
So, first thing this morning, it is, what is it? What's the time?
It's Friday the 7th.
10 past 10. So we're on the road 2 hours earlier than yesterday.
Somebody else is cleaning her.
And our car survived this night on the street here in front of our apartment. Here the red door is our apartment. Perfect, we turn right. This is a quick drive through parts of Fort de France. Today we're going on the North Loop. We're going to see the famous cathedral or church Balata in the mountains. And then we drive to Saint-Pierre, which was covered by ash from the volcano eruption in 1902. 28,000 people got killed, only 3 survived, one of them a prisoner in the prison. Because he was behind the thick walls and didn't get the heat of the pyroclastic cloud. That was a very, very lucky man. It's really weird because the roads were all blocked during Carnival. Now everything is open. All the shops are open. The streets are busy with traffic.
And we have no idea which way is one way and so on. They don't have any signs.
No, they really don't. But they're so narrow here. There's no oncoming traffic unless you are on a bigger boulevard. So now it's oncoming traffic. Be careful. It moves from one lane traffic to two-way.
Yeah, I have to watch all the.
But you can kind of get it when the road gets wider. This is a very old town. I don't know when it was built, but you can tell it was made for horses and carts. Horses and carts, and not for necessarily for cars. The brakes are working on this little speedy car here.
Yeah, well,
I get knocked around.
Yeah, because it's this stupid rule of anybody from the right, even if you're on the main road, has right of way.
Yeah, unless you have a sign saying
there's no diamonds here.
So this is the famous church of Balata. It was built back in the days, I have to look it up again, but it was built, it's a really large church to fit everybody into the church in case of a volcano eruption. So it's one of the biggest ones here on the island.
Standing on top of a hill in the rainforest, the Sacré-Coeur de Balata church is a replica of the Basilica of Sacré-Coeur of Montmartre, only 5 times smaller, and therefore nicknamed the Montmartre of Martinique. In 1902, Mount Pelee went into a devastating rage. It forced the inhabitants of the surrounding villages to find a new home in Fort de France. Thus, in 1915, the city contracted the project to the architects Charles Wolfleff and Alois Verret, who laid the first stone in 1924. 1 year later, Sacré-Coeur de Balata opened its doors. Scenic views with power post, and well, you only get glimpses here of something that looks really nice. Helen cannot see a thing really, she's got to concentrate on the roads here. We're getting closer to the Jardin de Balata, which is a garden, but we're not going into it. It's just too expensive, and it's just a maintained garden really. This is exhausting driving here. It's very, very narrow. So we don't want to end up like this, that's for sure. If you have car sickness, this is not a very good road to do. There's holes in the road that you can't avoid. It's back braking as well. It's worse than horse riding. I can see the road coming down. Oh, that's a road. Yeah, that's another. This is Saint-Pierre. This
totally destroyed in 1902 by the earthquake. Follow the road.
It wasn't an earthquake, but a large volcanic eruption.
This is the Rue de la Prison. We think it might be the prison road, and maybe these are some of the original streets. So these are the ruins of the former prison. This is where the guy survived in 1902 from the pyroclastic cloud coming down the volcano. So this is the prison cell. There's a house built on the top today, but here in the distance is the volcano.
On the 8th of May 1902, Mount Pelee erupted and completely destroyed Saint-Pierre, killing 30,000 people. The only survivor in the town of Saint-Pierre, Ludger Silbary, was saved by the thick walls of his prison cell.
You have to go out and around, you can't get up there. Yeah, there's not really much to see here. It's basically just a few walls standing.
Nice shot of the tree.
Yeah. Nature's taking over again. Here's another prison cell. I'm inside the prison now. Well, basically two windows. It is 1.5 by 1.5 meters with a couple of air vents. These look like ancient either toilets or maybe water troughs, hard to say. So this whole area here was the prison. This is the theatre that was first built in 1786 and renovated in 1831 to 1832. It's a miniature replica of the one in Bordeaux, or it was. And it had to close down in 1901 because it couldn't be financed anymore. They built it on loan, and in 1902 the volcano eruption happened and it got destroyed. It used to seat 800 people. It was a joint theatre. I don't know where they had 800 people sitting here. This might have been the stage. I'm not sure if this is where the orchestra was seating. It doesn't look like it. It must be part of the stage setup. Underneath maybe the curtains or some kind of, hard to say. It used to be painted by an artist that also painted the Paris Opera. This looks like a relay or electric station. Maybe that was the bit that was bringing up the curtain. So I was wrong, it wasn't the church, it was the theatre that's next to the prison. This is the prison grounds again. So this is a view of the prison before 1902. It was quite big. And this is the letter of the only survivor.
Yeah. Well, there were more survivors, but not many. He wrote it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Nobody brought him his rations of food for the day. And then all of a sudden there was this huge, formidable noise, and everybody shouted, "Help, help!" And I was burning and I was breathing in this hot stuff, but after 5 minutes, nobody was shouting out anymore, except him. And then this large cloud of smoke came in through his window, and it burned for about 15 and he managed to get out, and he was looking left and right and everywhere, and there was just, after 15 minutes, there was just total silence. Nobody was crying.
No survivors.
Nobody survived. Nobody was responding to his cries of help.
How did he get out though?
Well, I presume, I don't know how, but maybe he could. Maybe he got out through the window or somebody, but because there weren't any. He was the only guy.
So we're on top of theatre. Well, not really on top, but this could be. I'm not sure where the people were sitting. Where do you put 800 people?
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine. But this is definitely the stage there, isn't it?
I would think so.
There's a statue here of a woman.
Saint-Pierre was founded in 1635. It was the starting point for the French colonisation in the Caribbean, and was already destroyed once by the Great Hurricane of 1780 that produced a storm surge of 8 metres and killed 9,000 people. Before the total destruction by the volcanic eruption in 1902, it was the most important city of Martinique, culturally and economically, being known as the Paris of the Caribbean. While Fort-de-France was the official administrative capital, Saint-Pierre was the cultural capital of Martinique. In 1923, Saint-Pierre began its reconstruction, often on the very foundations of the old city, but it was never restored to its former entirety. Today, the town has been designated as a City of Art and History, the only one in Martinique. There are many historic remains and a volcanological museum.
So we're watching a movie, 7-minute movie, and this is a really nice little theatre here. I'll take a photo of you. That's a cool one here with all the chairs.
Oh, that's 1397, that's the highest point.
So this is the highest point of the volcano. We're watching the summit. It's a 7-minute video that is free to watch. We're in this little visitor center, and the guy was really nice. He explained in English to us that it erupts every 300 years, 1300, 1600 and 1902, and it erupted sideways. That's why I just hit Saint-Pierre, because that was right in the line of the eruption. Apparently it's a great hike to go up there. These are just drone images with a bit of Mount Pelee. It's an, what did you say? It's a National Historical Monument? No, a World Heritage Site.
World Heritage Site since 2023.
Yeah. So after the great little short movie in the National Park Visitor Center, we're taking a stroll through Saint-Pierre.
1634.
Yeah.
Hardly built a year later.
So we were just reading that out there by behind the ponton over the pier, there's 8 shipwrecks of boats that sunk after the eruption simultaneously, and there are great spots for diving. This is a famous building with photos of the people that were killed. This is the front side of the building. Saint-Pierre has a really nice charm. It's not too touristy. We're in this little art cafe to have a cappuccino. Oh, we've got a nice latte. Ooh, what's that?
This is our shortbread with a chocolate covering and salted caramel in the centre.
That looks good. We splurged today. We learned our lesson yesterday.
Yeah, you have to come in when the cafes are open. You have to go.
Yeah, it's really good to finally sit down. It's a really nice cafe. It's a very nice latte that we have. And this shortbread is rich, but very yummy, very creamy.
This is proper chocolate.
Yeah,
It's proper chocolate.
yeah, but we only need one of these for the slim line. So I rarely do videos on the in the bathroom, but Helen will demonstrate you the flush here. You have to push this handle. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So this was the lovely cafe we just went to. This is the new church of Saint-Pierre, but it's closed. Prices here are extortionate. €4.50 for a kilo of bananas. $6.90 for the shallots. $3.65. $4.50 for a kilo of onions. Garlic $9.60. Wow. $5.30 a kilo of apples. They have some really nice grapefruit, but I can't afford it. It's just too expensive. Mount Pelee, the famous volcano. This is the fruit and vegetable market in Saint-Pierre. I think this is the only fresh produce we have seen. Yeah, there's a food court up there. Otherwise there's not much. So we had to really get bananas, the ones we wanted. She didn't want to sell us just two.
No, she wanted to sell us different ones.
Yeah, different ones. We didn't want those.
No, we want these ones.
They look really battered. We wanted these ones, and in the end she allowed us to have the two.
Yeah, because
so
we
the
walked
two
up saying-
bananas cost us 90 euro cents. That's actually a good price, because in the supermarket it's more than double. So
we got bananas.
this is the only healthy fruit that we had for 2 weeks now. Chile, we're coming soon. We're looking forward to it again. So here's another building with the faces. That's quite impressive actually, because it shows the human disaster. This is the monument of the slavery here in Saint-Pierre. Well, now we're actually getting into some rain here. Sunshine and rain. We're at Mont Rouge. And we're going out to the eastern parts of the islands. It's a little shower that we drove right into. Mount Pelee is not visible under the clouds anymore. So now it's really pissing. We're going down in the pouring rain with some really tight switchbacks. We're heading all the way down the, what will that be, the east slope of Mount Pelee. Through little villages. Yeah. Some nice palms here. It's a very old church. This church is from 1880. We were just saying that the northern loop is a much nicer thing to do. These are all banana plantations. Now, if they grow here, why on earth do they cost €5 a kilo? Mind you, we just paid $2.50 at a little lady.
Put two bananas for 95.
Maybe they're selling the local ones for the same price as the imported one. Or these are getting exported and you pay the high price for the imported one. That would be even more ridiculous. So this is one of the East Coast places. They seem to have a lot of sunshine here. So we're going to the St. James rum factory. It's supposed to be free.
Among the rum distilleries, the St. James distillery is one of the most renowned and the oldest on the island.
250 years from 1765 to 2015. I think it's the oldest one here on Martinique. They make rum from sugarcane.
In 1765, Martinique became one of the most productive sugar islands in the Caribbean, and the first sugar refinery was built in Fort Saint-Pierre. Paulin Lambert registered the brand St. James on 21st of August 1882 and personally took charge of production, demanding that the entire process should be controlled from growing the sugarcane to bottling it. He decided to bottle his rum and chose a revolutionary format for the era, a glass bottle with a square base. This was an efficient way to use the space in ships' holds and to reduce breakage. When Mount Pelee erupted in 1902, the St. James plantation and distillery, which were in a very deep valley, survived this apocalypse and were only partially destroyed. In 1973, Cointreau bought St. James and set up a new distillery at Sainte-Marie on the island's Atlantic coast. Behind the mansion, in the former stables, is the distillation house, featuring the art of distillation through the ages with antique stills, distillation columns, filters, and steam regulators. The vintage cellar includes a unique collection of exceptional vintages dating from 1885 to the present day, testifying to the heritage and expertise of the St. James distillery.
The distillery was destroyed by the 1902 volcanic eruption, but these bottles weren't. They're from 1885 because they were in Amsterdam in the storage.
Yeah, they were shipped over to Amsterdam.
So these are original bottles that are 140 years old, am I counting correctly?
Yes.
Wow. This must be a sugar cane pressing machine. Moulin à Bête. This is today's working plant with all the sugar cane, and the truck got stuck in there. So this is part of the modern factory. This is the old sugar cane train. For €8 you can still go on the train, but obviously the last one is left or is not going anymore. So this is a guava sorbet, and it's pretty good, isn't it? On a hot day like this, it's nice and refreshing. For €3.50.
That's okay.
So now we're going around the sugarcane fields. Here is that old train line through the sugarcane fields, and we're actually going to the old plantation. This is the stuff the sugarcane is, the rum is made of. This is the train stop, obviously. So we're going across a little bridge here to the actual plantation. There's a little creek here. So this is it, from, what was it, 1850 or something?
Yeah. Habitation La Salle is a former sugar refinery founded at the end of the 17th century at Sainte-Marie in the northeast of the island, which used to produce pure sugarcane juice to distill tafia, the ancestor of rum.
A big bowl for the birdies. This must be the chimney, the burning place for the sugarcane. Yeah, obviously it was heated up, maybe to produce the molasses or something. This looks like the big crushing windmill. And they turned this into a nice tasting room and sales room. We just got here in time before closing time, but none of the buildings are actually open anymore, apart from the sales shop, of course. So we're back home. Oh, there's a spot here.
Right here.
Do you want to take it? Yeah, I think we should.
From Martinique, we fly to Trinidad because there are no direct flights to Georgetown in Guyana from Fort-de-France. We spend 3 nights in Port of Spain, a very unusual and rather dangerous city, and also manage to go on a really interesting boat trip through the Coroni Swamp Bird Sanctuary to see the famous red ibises.